Hey everyone, it's Flackfire. In my last Twitch stream, I played with a few folks from the community and took on a few challenges from those watching on the stream. For this video and a new series, I figure I'd challenge you in a way that prepares you for Battlefield 1's upcoming beta. Welcome to the Battlefield Hardline 1 Challenge. The Battlefield 1 Hardline Challenge? Whatever, we're doing it. So today's video focuses on the Assault class in Battlefield 1, and particularly one of the submachine guns we've seen in the closed alpha gameplay, the MP-18 TR. Since we don't know how DICE is going to spec the weapon damage at release, I'm sticking with what probably won't change, like rounds per minute and magazine size as a guide for selecting weapons for this challenge. For this challenge, you'll be using the Mechanic class, as the Assault class in Battlefield 1 is more geared towards destruction and includes the rocket gun. After looking at all the weapon details in Battlefield Hardline, here's what your class build will look like. For a weapon, you should be using the M12S if you're a cop, or the Uzi if you're a criminal. The MP-18 has a fire rate of 550 rounds per minute, which is the exact same as the M12S, while the Uzi isn't that far off at 600 rounds per minute. Similarly, the MP-18 has a 32-round snail magazine. Both the M12S and Uzi have the same magazine size, and their recoil is similar to what I've seen with the MP-18. Battlefield 1 allegedly balanced the submachine guns especially for close-range attacks, so if you're looking for a more authentic experience, equip the silencer. This causes a greater impact to fall-off damage and has the added bonus of you not appearing on the minimap, which is useful since we know firing your weapon in Battlefield 1 doesn't reveal your position on the minimap. For your sidearm, select the 38 snub or one of the other revolvers. Most World War I pistols held anywhere from 5 to 8 rounds, which makes revolvers the only logical choice here. For your equipment, you'll select the M320 or the M79 grenade launcher to mimic the rocket gun. Similarly, you will also equip the gas mask. While you can fire down the sights with the gas mask equipped in Battlefield Hardline, you can't in Battlefield 1, but still, it's best to get used to having your vision obscured. For your grenades, naturally, you have to equip the gas grenade. These are my favorite on Hardline anyway, and we know they'll be available in Battlefield 1. When it comes to melee weapons, equip whatever you like, though I'd recommend the shovel or trench knife, for authenticity. If you're watching this video and you're sad that you're on Battlefield 4 and not Hardline, that's okay. If you want to participate in this challenge, equip the UMP-45. Though it does have a smaller magazine at 26, its RPM of 600 is closest to that of the MP-18. Use any revolver as your pistol and equip the SMAW, since it has a flatter trajectory most similar to the rocket gun. It's the player's choice on grenades and melee, though I'd recommend the RGO impact grenades to mimic the confirmed German discus grenades and the improvised knife, since it kind of reminds me of the French nail. If you're curious about how the loadout performs in-game, check out the following gameplay and commentary to showcase some of its advantages and its shortcomings. Initially, I planned to record this video while playing Team Deathmatch. Unfortunately, I was put into the Night Woods map, and this shows some major drawbacks of the class when facing other unrestricted players. On this map in particular, there's a lot of open ground to cover, which makes you a target for snipers. I was able to close some of the distance by working the flanks, but still found myself at a disadvantage against what amounts to Battlefield 1's Scout class. As a result, I continue to believe maps should play a big role in your class selection in-game. Night Woods is primarily a medium to long-range engagement map, while the next map here, Bank Job, has plenty of opportunity for close-quarters battle. Bank Job is one of my favorite maps in Hardline. It's got a lot of verticality and ways to flank the enemy. Here is where this build shines. You may notice I'm now playing Conquest, which I decided to do because it's my favorite game mode. I'm not being as aggressive for points as I would normally be, since this video is designed to showcase kills with this unique build. Here in particular, I'm using the Uzi build, so I know I'm going to have a higher rounds per minute, and that's going to help me in close quarters. Even so, 600 RPM is not enough in some situations. On more than one occasion, I found myself on the enemy's flanks, but couldn't capitalize on the position advantage because I couldn't put enough lead on a target in a short amount of time. Similarly, on the rooftops, the engagement distance changes, and I found myself at a pretty big disadvantage with the damage drop-off and bullet spread at range. It wasn't the best game I've ever played, but paying close attention to the weapon's strengths and weaknesses can help you choose winnable engagements. Next, I took the M12S out on Dust Bowl. Similar to Nightwoods, there are some very long-distance engagements on this map, and again, I had to pick and choose engagements. At long range, the M12S was pretty much useless, though I will say the build was quite maneuverable, so I was able to navigate the field quickly. The gas grenades were also extremely useful on this map to block off areas from attackers while I was working on capturing points. I'm a little sad I'll lose some of this in Battlefield 1 since everyone can equip a gas mask. Some of this is offset by the fact that it takes time to equip the gas mask and you are unable to fire down the sights with it equipped, which will obviously favor builds like the one I'm using with a submachine gun, which is particularly lethal in close quarters, especially when firing from the hip, when compared to other weapons like semi-automatics or bolt-action rifles. I did do a little bit of vehicle work on this map. I am most excited about the rocket gun in Battlefield 1. One thing I really did not like about Hardline was the grenade launchers, and that's pretty much because of their arcing trajectories. It makes it real difficult to hit vehicles at longer ranges, so I am looking forward to the more level approach with the rocket gun. When the sandstorms rolled in, I happened to be in a helicopter, but it's clear there is a huge advantage for this close quarters build in the adverse weather situations promised by the Battlefield 1 dynamic weather system. Engagement distances are going to be shortened, which makes weapons like submachine guns or shotguns way more effective choices. I also really hope that bludgeoning someone with a shovel in Battlefield 1 is as rewarding as it is in Hardline. Overall, the build worked out just fine since I played to its strengths. There were some moments that were frustrating because of the limitations, but I also need to remember nobody else was playing with the same class restrictions I was. So, what are your opinions of this build and of my weapon choices? What do you think about the series? Should I do more of them? There are still other classes to cover that are going to be in Battlefield 1. Which one should I cover next? Tell me in the comments. I'd also like you to give this build a shot on Hardline or the other one suggested for Battlefield 4 and tell me what you think. Also, if you guys haven't found me yet on Twitter or Facebook, please do. I try to interact with you guys as much as possible on social media, so come hang out with me there. And lastly, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.